Let's take a moment to delve into the Serapian boxes, one of the greatest enigmas of the ancient world. So perplexing are these artifacts that even the legendary Sherlock Holmes might find them unsolvable. Discovered in 1850 by French Egyptologist Auguste Mariette, these 24 massive granite boxes remain a puzzle for modern experts. The real mystery? Even with today's cutting-edge technology, replicating these boxes would be a formidable challenge. So, how were they crafted centuries ago? Join me as we explore this fascinating mystery. How was such a feat possible in ancient times? How did the ancient Egyptians, equipped only with copper tools and chisels, achieve such incredible precision in shaping and manipulating tough granite? The 24 colossal boxes, each weighing between 70 and 100 tons, pose even more intriguing questions. How were these massive blocks transported to Saqqara and perfectly positioned within narrow tunnels, precisely centered in their designated notches? Archaeologists suggest that the Serapian complex served as a burial site for the sacred Apis bulls, regarded as earthly manifestations of the god Ptah. But why would the Egyptians go to such extraordinary lengths to create and transport these immense granite boxes solely for the burial of bulls, regardless of their divine status? The effort seems disproportionately immense. Carved from monolithic granite blocks, the Serapian boxes lie within underground tunnels that extend for miles, showcasing near-perfect 90-degree angles. The interior walls of each box, separated by 11 feet, were meticulously aligned with astonishing geometric precision. Modern measurements reveal that the dimensions of these boxes deviate by only a few thousandths of an inch, a margin so tiny that even advanced modern technology would struggle to replicate it. How could the ancient Egyptians, relying on iron, bronze, and copper tools, achieve such extraordinary accuracy? What deeper meaning do the Serapian boxes hold, and what do they reveal about the sophistication of the civilization that built them? Challenging conventional theories. Mainstream theories surrounding the Serapian boxes often reveal inconsistencies. Conventional dating methods typically rely on engravings or inscriptions, yet Egyptologists estimate these boxes date back to around 3000 BC based on crude markings found on some stones. These rough carvings, which lack the refined finish of the boxes themselves, raise questions about the timeline and methods used. Why would such meticulously crafted boxes later be marred by clumsy engravings? Could they have been created by a more advanced civilization or inscribed at a later time? Adding to the mystery, experts have pointed out that the granite used for these boxes did not originate from local quarries in Saqqara. Most granite was sourced from Egypt's eastern desert, located some 800 miles away over rugged terrain. In some cases, the material came from Aswan, 500 miles away. Transporting these enormous blocks without modern tools or machinery would have been a monumental feat even with the aid of the Nile River. Moving such heavy materials posed immense logistical challenges. Each finished box weighs between 70 and 100 tons, while the raw stone could have been as heavy as 200 tons, highlighting the extraordinary efforts required for both transportation and construction. These immense stone boxes, designed to slide along the sand, raise even more questions due to their sheer size and weight. In one case, a box sits in a tunnel without a sledge beneath it, leaving researchers puzzled as to how it was maneuvered in such confined spaces. The tunnel, only 2 feet wider than the stone itself, would not have allowed hundreds of workers to crowd inside to move it. Furthermore, the unfinished state of some boxes suggests that the carving and polishing were done underground rather than above. This abrupt cessation of work hints at a sudden, catastrophic event. Some boxes lack lids, while one lies abandoned in the entrance tunnel, illustrating varying stages of completion. Imagine the grueling conditions: laborers chiseling granite in cramped tunnels with less than a foot of clearance in some areas, surrounded by clouds of dust in dark, poorly ventilated spaces. Despite these challenges, the Serapian boxes exhibit astonishing precision. Today, even with explosives, massive machinery, and hydraulic saws, working with granite of this scale remains a daunting task. Yet, the ancient Egyptians are thought to have achieved this feat using only handheld tools and human labor. If the Serapian boxes were recreated today, the process would begin with extracting massive granite blocks from eastern Egypt, transporting them to Saqqara, and using mechanical drills to hollow them out. Their lids would be cut from the same granite, polished, and the boxes carefully lowered into underground tunnels. All of this would demand specialized technology and a significant workforce, making it difficult to reconcile with the tools and methods traditionally attributed to ancient Egypt. Engineers argue that moving and crafting such massive granite blocks using only human effort would be virtually impossible. Modern replication might involve constructing the boxes from 6 separate granite pieces, yet achieving the same precision and smoothness would still pose significant challenges. Inside, the boxes are polished to a glass-like finish, possibly through the use of a lost chemical formula, as residue found on the lid suggests. Even with the passage of time and damage, the craftsmanship of these boxes remains extraordinary. Their surfaces are smooth, and their dimensions incredibly level. But why go to such lengths for the burial of mummified bulls? The size of the boxes, up to 6.5 feet wide and 13 feet long, seems excessive for this purpose. Nearby bulls were interred in wooden sarcophagi, and Egyptian burial traditions rarely prioritized space or luxury, even for pharaohs. The choice of granite also raises eyebrows. Limestone, being more abundant and easier to work with, was the material of choice for most Egyptian structures. Granite, however, is far more challenging to quarry, transport, and carve. Russian cosmonaut Konstantin Borisov proposed that granite's airtight properties made it ideal for creating sealed containers and that its quartz content might have held special significance for the Egyptians, possibly explaining this difficult choice. The Serapian boxes present fascinating questions about the craftsmanship and engineering skills of ancient Egypt. Did they possess advanced knowledge that remains elusive to us today? The remarkable precision of the cuts and edges suggests that these boxes, under mechanical stress, might generate an electric charge. Researcher Konstantin Borisov theorizes they were not intended for bull burials but instead functioned as massive batteries. When pressurized, they could produce enough voltage to ionize the surrounding air, causing it to glow. The absence of soot on the tunnel walls supports this idea, indicating no fire was used underground. Transporting these granite boxes, with lids weighing as much as 30 tons, hints at the intentional use of non-porous materials to contain gases under pressure. This suggests they might have served as advanced pressure chambers. A 19th-century sketch shows stones stacked on the lids, possibly to increase internal pressure. But if these were merely coffins, why add extra weight? This raises an intriguing question: what process were these boxes truly designed for? The scale and effort required to create the Serapian boxes seem excessive for simple bull burials. Could there have been a more profound purpose? This theory aligns with engineers like Christopher Dunn, who proposed that the Great Pyramids were energy generators. If so, the idea of the Serapian boxes as batteries becomes more plausible. Dunn's research implies that ancient Egyptians harnessed energy, lending credibility to Graham Hancock's hypothesis of a technologically advanced civilization predating Egypt, which was wiped out by a catastrophic event. Could humanity have once reached a technological zenith, only for it to be lost over time? While mainstream theories suggest that ancient Egyptians carved the boxes using rudimentary tools, some believe they inherited these artifacts from an earlier civilization. The crude carvings found on a few boxes support this view, implying that the Egyptians may not have fully understood the original purpose of these creations. The contrast between the precise craftsmanship of the boxes and the amateurish carvings raises a significant question: were the boxes truly created by the Egyptians, or were they merely repurposed for other uses? Only a handful of boxes bear these crude decorations, while the majority remain smooth with mirror-like finishes. Dating the boxes based on these carvings is unreliable. Their purpose likely extended far beyond being burial sites for sacred bulls. Instead, they may have been intended for advanced scientific applications or energy manipulation. Mainstream archaeologists dismiss Hancock's theory of a lost civilization, citing a lack of direct evidence for advanced technology in ancient structures. However, the precision of these boxes, with geometric cuts that seem unachievable using copper tools alone, challenges the conventional narrative. Some speculate that diamond-tipped drills and advanced machinery played a role in constructing these megalithic structures. For instance, a granite box in the Cairo Museum bears an irregular cut that hints at high-speed cutting technology, far more precise than what could be achieved with copper tools. Other granite boxes display saw marks resembling those made by modern machinery, potentially from diamond-encrusted blades. Such evidence raises doubts about the effectiveness of ancient chiseling techniques. Moreover, perfectly uniform drill holes found in various artifacts suggest the use of sophisticated tools,